found it so interesting with oral tradition. I don't know if it was a group of Navajo. They sang a song about the Anasazi, about a mountain group geographically. So they mapped it and checked where that mountain group went. And they said that mountain group turned to dust and rubble 50 million years ago.
Orion Council here. Thank you for communicating. How are you today? Thank you. Orion Council here.
Welcome.
We are glad to communicate today because we have information about your planet. So it is. How are you?
We're just fine.
Alright, yes, we believe that you are quite well. Indeed, because all is well upon your planet Earth. Thank you for communicating. Ready to answer your questions.
Well, can you give us perhaps an overview? This is December 31st, and we're transitioning into the new year. Can you give us an overview as to what's on tap for 2016, in a general sense?
We are ready to answer your questions about the reality that you are experiencing because you are asking about future potentials. We say that the reality you are creating involves many future potentials, so let us examine several of those potential realities that you are willing to experience. So it is. First and foremost, you must remember who you are. And when we say this, we mean you are beings of light coming once again to planet Earth to experience the Ascension. Ascension meaning, channel has asked us several times, what is Ascension, Orion Council? We don't say Ascension very lightly. This is our humor because it is all about the light. Alright? Many of you understand that light is a very when examined closely, light has several kinds of movements. Our channel has not the language to explain the direction of the several types of movement, but that involves accumulating knowledge. Light accumulates knowledge. This is something new for many. When light accumulates knowledge, it can be perceived in multi-dimensional realities. Thank you. We are ready for your next question. Thank you.
There has been, there seems to be a lot of turmoil in people's lives now. It seems to be accelerating almost in relationships, in health, in all phases of human life. Can you comment on that?
One moment. Yes, because many on your planet are not experiencing the truth of the light frequency, you could say, or the movement of the light knowledge. When you are learning about a topic, many of you tend to discuss these processes with one another, and you're saying it is not happening, the learning is not taking place because we are continuously doing the same thing, so other ones are not learning here, and we want you to know that it is impossible to not learn, because you would think, Orion Council, I am sitting here and I'm not learning because I'm not moving, but your spirit is moving and your consciousness is moving and your consciousness is entering other realities, and you are beginning to perceive these other realities, as we have explained many times, because once more you have come to planet Earth to experience the learning of the Ascension. And if Ascension is about learning and it is about light accumulating knowledge, you could say that essentially the Ascension is about the love of learning. What is the light exactly? So for those of you who say, Orion Council, they are not learning here because they are repeating the same cycles over and over, we want you to know that it is not as you would perceive it from a multi-dimensional reality. It is not the same as you would perceive it from a multi-dimensional reality, because we are sensing multi-dimensional experiences in one moment of time. And many of you say, Orion Council, it is impossible because I live in the now, because I am focused, and you've told us to focus, and we want you to know that because we told you to focus, it means that you have begun to sense other realities. That is why you focus. Many of you believe that when you focus, you stop perceiving other realities. This is not true, because they are constantly moving, as is consciousness. if consciousness is about learning of the light frequencies, or the learning of the light accumulating knowledge, then you are constantly moving. It is a very simple equation, because movement suggests that you are not in the same location. Movement suggests that you are shifting between many planes according to a specific timeline. Let us explain. When you are shifting between planes in a specific timeline, you are beginning to focus differently. You can hold multidimensional focus at one time. Orion Council, why would you tell us to do this? Because it is overwhelming to me, because I have many responsibilities in this reality, in this timeline. So, Orion Council, you are simply sharing magical ideas, and it is not important. It is not of value, Orion Council. One moment. Many of you say, Orion Council, there's value in learning because I'm constantly moving when I'm learning. And then many of you say, Orion Council, I'm practicing stillness because movement is overwhelming to me. I'm practicing stillness. When you begin to understand that you have many options in this new year, you begin to experience a new level of understanding. There are different realities. There are many different options. There are many ways of focusing while being still.
How could we possibly make these changes or experience the changes that we say that we want, these different options that you mentioned, for example? How can we enter those more smoothly, for example, instead of with so much strife and stress?
One moment. All right. There's a message for you coming from Elohim. Once again, they are here and they are communicating about realization. Realizing means interpreting according to your... One moment. Realization is interpreting simultaneous realities while approving of the choice points you have made in multidimensional realities. When you are experiencing multidimensional realities, you are assessing your current situation also. When you are assessing your current situation also, you are sensing changes taking place because of your choice here. That is causing stress because your system has not yet the knowledge of changes due to changes in this reality taking place in other simultaneous planes of existence. Alright?
Did I understand then that because we are multidimensional beings and there are many changes happening on all of these different levels, therefore in this particular physical time-space reality we are feeling stress? Is that what we're feeling what we're feeling because of the activity that takes place on multidimensional levels? Did I get that right?
Many of you have not accepted your multidimensionality. Accepting your multidimensionality would alleviate the pressure of accepting only this reality.
Okay.
There's much pressure from your system to accept only one reality. That is the struggle with many on your planet. It is becoming easier to those who are accepting multidimensional realities. Once again, you are focusing on your choice points and you are focusing on your multidimensional learning. The light equals accumulating knowledge. When you have more knowledge, do you carry more light? Yes or no?
Yes.
If you are accumulating more light, what does that mean for your planet? Is this something that is strange to you, or is this something familiar?
Familiar.
Because many of you understand that Ascension is cyclical, but at the same time it is multidimensional. So take one cycle into several dimensions and you will see the geometry of something quite familiar. But to those of you who have not yet sensed into it, and we say those of you who have not yet sensed into it are afraid of this change. Because you are afraid of this change, you are wanting to only focus on this reality. Why, Orion Council, must I focus in other ways? The system is not allowing it. One moment. If you were to allow the system to dissolve into a new system, perhaps it would be easier for those of you who have understanding that systems tend to change. Systems tend to change. Alright, next question. Thank you.
Well, it seems that systems are changing globally on all levels, whether it's our economic system, whether it's our religious system, whether it's...
Yes, indeed.
So...
Oh, yes. It is changing indeed. Thank you.
And I suppose we should be embracing the change, yes?
Yes, it is a good idea to embrace the change of your systems on your planet Earth.
And not try to resist.
Alright, next question please. Alright, thank you. It is nice to be here. Many of us are communicating. Lots of us here are communicating.
Welcome to you all. We are at the Grand Canyon. Can you give us any information about this area?
Yes, indeed. One moment. There's a lot of energy because you are here. There is a change. Because you chose to come here on this day, there is change.
What can you tell us about the area specifically? Is it a sacred area? Or perhaps you could share some of the history of the area that might be...
All right, one moment. There is a lot of history in this area because you have beings traveling interdimensionally through this place. Once again, you are understanding the multi-dimensionality of your planet Earth. It is a very colorful planet. There are beings here watching, and there are beings here wanting to communicate, but Orion Council here, thank you.
And the beings who are wanting to communicate, are they from any particular system? Or are they from many different systems?
Some of them come from the... one moment. We have difficulties with your language. You see this rock here? There is energy inside of it. These beings form consciousness. Consciousness experiences this place, and it has a history. One moment, please. Thank you. There are beings here that you would say are nature spirits, and they are communicating information to the channel for her subconscious to understand. As it happens with all of you here, your subconscious is perceiving this place.
So, in a sense, we're getting downloads, energetic downloads?
For you personally, the nature spirits are communicating about your understanding of the sunshine, because you are to experience a certain type of elevated frequency because of your location. It is important. Thank you.
Question about the water that runs through this canyon. Ra was telling us how it was so much, the water level was so much higher, and because of the Hoover Dam, it's low, so much lower now. Is there something that we... what about that? Is that a concern? It might actually be drying out?
Hold on, please. Indeed, there is a central sun energy coming through this place. It is healing the subconscious. One moment. Some of the energies here are confused about energies from the feminine frequency. Very masculine energies are here. Some of these energies are confused about the new feminine frequency. Some of the energies of this stream are needing assistance because your water bodies on your planet have changed drastically, and if many of you were to understand the feminine energy that wants to integrate with the water of your planet, many of you would be doing something about this.
Is it something that we could do to assist in terms of our sending energy or prayer energy, or would that assist?
It would assist if all of you were to connect to your inner selves and ask, how can I be of service to streams of water, and ask about the integration of the feminine frequency.
Isn't the divine feminine on the rise at this time on the planet? Increasingly.
Hello, Run Council here. One moment. Once again, feminine energy is holding many different meanings for many at this time. When you ask, are the feminine energies increasing? We would say in the northern hemispheres there is much needed healing for water. In the southern hemispheres, many of the land masses require new systems for planting and seeding crops.
As always, we appreciate you. We appreciate your time. Thank you so much. My very last question, sort of going back to the first, the energies of the new year. Is it possible to give us just an inkling as to the energies? This year's energies seem to be so much faster than the previous years. Each year seems to bring a different feel to it. That's what I guess I'm asking, if there's a different feel to this upcoming year, or different, do you know what I mean?
We want you to know that all is well on your planet Earth. Some are concerned about health, and some are concerned about relationships, and some are concerned about new realities. When we say all is well, we are saying that sometimes it is alright to concern yourself with one or two of these options, and remember that a long time ago, when people on your planet used pyramids to connect to higher consciousness, they understood the balance of transitioning between realities. And when they transitioned into a new reality, they embraced the past. Many of you are embracing the past. What is this around Council? More talk about love and generosity? What we are communicating is a transition between here and then has taken place. There have been transitions in the past. Many of you have gone through several transitions, and you have understood that there was new energy required for every transition. Run Council, how do I receive this energy? Do I eat a certain type of food? Do I ask a certain elemental for energy? Or do I simply allow for the change and hope for the best? Many of you are confused because you would say, Orion Council, I do not like to change because it is simply about accepting what needs to happen. So therefore I do not really enjoy change because it's going to happen anyway, Orion Council. When you say this to Orion Council, we say to you, it is alright, because many of you who say the reality is only this one here and this moment are choosing to focus in this dimension. It is similar to saying there is a one-sided house, and we say, how humorous of you, because your concept of a house is an object with a shadow and an object with a roof, and we say there's so much to this house And you are saying it is one-sided. And we find that amusing because many on this planet say everything is one-sided. And we say, no, it is multi-dimensional. So if you are in a house that is changing in its dimensional self, do you leave the house? Do you stay inside of it, experience the change? Or do you simply say, I see it in one perspective and that is all I choose because I am creator?
Or do we paint the house and change the windows and create another house? And yes, so options again, as you said initially.
We say, walk around the house and think about reality because it is expanding. And have you ever seen a house change in size? Many of you say or encounter more humor from multi-dimensional beings that believe in the impossible. We say, indeed. Believe in the impossible and laugh because your houses are going to change. Thank you. So it is.
Thank you.